Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell, get all the updates. Really excited for today's video. So today's Saturday, and on Saturdays I do Cellar Saturday, where I drink something off the shelf. Because of the announcement of this year's Bourbon County lineup, I decided to drink something Bourbon County related. And then it dawned on me, I have this 2012, so 10 years in the bottle, Bourbon County, and as I was thinking of all, I have a couple of barley wines up here. I have all these ones over here, some off camera even, and I was like, wait, it probably was bottled in August, and it's currently August of 2022, and sure enough, August 2012. So 10 years in the bottle. Of course, it says ages up to 5 years. This one is coming in at 15% alcohol. And, if you watch that video, I'm super stoked that coffee and barley wine are back. The barley wine has a cool spin on it. I'm okay with that. I'm super stoked. So now that I got those two things that I've been complaining about back, now I'll go back to complaining about, I wish they were in 12-ounce bottles still. I just how perfect. It's 15%. I can drink in a 12-ounce bottle. If you don't know this about me, this beer is so old. The first time I wax sealed beers, I used a candle. I didn't realize there was special wax, like wax sealing wax. And that's why it looks like that and broke up like that. Proper glassware, so you know it's going to taste better. I think I said everything I'm supposed to. Let's look at the beer. All right, so it's dark. That's black. If I'm really looking, I can see a little bit of brown in there, but it's a really dark looking beer. Not much head at all. It's a very dark mocha color. Nice legs, no real lacing, but there's not much head either, so I'm not surprised there's not much lacing. Let's get into the aroma. Very stale chocolate. So, this is really interesting because you can tell how, this has a lot of age on it, but it still has those things you think of with Bourbon County. That big chocolate, that roastiness, some caramel, some black licorice, nice oak. I don't get bourbon specifically. Like a red berry, slight cherry thing. What is that? There's something else. It's not mint, but there's something else there that I can't quite pull. I don't know. It does smell stale, but it actually still smells pretty good. Let's see about the taste. Cheers! I'm super excited. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Wow. The only time in the sip, really towards the finish, I do get this, again, I'll just use the word stale. Stale, like rye cracker. I might circle back to modify that tasting note. Other than that, it's phenomenal. It has, I've said this in other reviews with aged beer, beer like this, super impactful, fresh, lot going on, a lot of fireworks going off of different flavors. One of the things time can do is retain those flavors, but they drink a little bit more cohesive, a little bit more melded together. That's what's happening with this beer. Is it has those, like I was saying, the aroma, but again, without the stale factor, it has the things you want in Bourbon County. It's very well rounded. It's really nice. That thing I was struggling with earlier, it's something tied to the black licorice. Maybe it's yeah, it's not quite. It's like vegetal. It's something. I'm thinking. You know what it might be? Instead of like eating black licorice, the candy, like more like a celery root, star anise kind of a thing. Anyway, it's in that family. More about the taste. I mean, huge chocolate. It's dark Hershey's syrup. If that even exists, I think that they make that. But it's very much like Hershey's chocolate syrup, but like a darker version of that, or a dark chocolate version of that. I'm sure that they must. They would be stupid not to make that product. It has to exist. You get real nice level of roast. You can see why they, going back to them having coffee again this year, you can see why they're like, let's put coffee in this. You know, like let's up that roast, where it still drinks like a beer roastiness, but you could think this had a little bit of coffee in it. After 10 years, it probably would be a little bit more green bell pepper, but it is that level of roast. Not fudgy, but you do get a little bit of like that brownie batter thing. Kind of like the aroma. I don't get specifically bourbon in this, but you do get like this spirit, kind of like just generic spirit alcoholness. Well, a lot of alcohol in the taste. And not super oaky, but I get more of the oak than the like distilled barrel. I get more of just the oak barrel, if that makes sense. Yeah, it's a lot of black licorice. A little bit of vanilla. Okay. So the chocolate, it's interesting because like it's not quite raisinette, but you do get some like that raisin, date. I don't think quite fig, but it's interesting because they're doing like that Fig Newton one this year. But like that raisin, it's more like instead of raisinette, it's like you took raisins and sprinkled some just like cocoa powder. When that kind of hits for me, that's how the chocolate's expressing itself. It has, as I've said, like a bunch of different ways chocolate notes are coming forward. All similar, but yet these differences I've tried to articulate. And that's how that, when it does hit with that little bit of like a raisin date thing, that's how that hits. The cherry thing I got in the aroma, I'm not really getting on the taste. Again, the alcohol, it's not, you don't taste straight alcohol, but it is reminiscent of one of those like, you know, chocolate candies that has booze inside. Like you do get a little bit of that. And the more I'm drinking it, the less of that stale note I pick up on. Because I know I got it, I can still find it. But at this point in the sip, if I forgot, like if I could have amnesia, I probably wouldn't even be noticing it. But like I know where it's going to hit for me, so I'm like really paying attention for it, and I still get it a little bit, but it's less on each sip. Long finish. So the aroma past its prime, clearly. The taste, I probably should say it's past its prime, but it's not like a miss of a beer at all. It's like super Bourbon County. A lot of similarities, what I think the beer tastes like. Enough differences where it's interesting and was worth the aging. This is the oldest I've ever had is 2012. It's the first time I ever had it. I bought whatever I did at the time, a 4-pack, maybe 6. Because like first time I got it, it was in make your own 6-pack actually, and then I think I liked it so much. I think I'd never had a bourbon barrel aged stout at that point either. I liked it so much I went back. It was at Wegmans. I went back to Wegmans and bought a 4-pack. So maybe 2 in the make your own 6 on a 4-pack. Maybe I bought even more. I don't know. But it's my last one. Never had one any older. You see the 5 years. I get it. infection issue of 2015. I get it. But man, aging this was totally good, totally fine. I'm glad I did it. Totally worth it. Have you had this beer, this vintage before? What was the oldest vintage you've ever had? What was the oldest in terms of you letting it age? What's the earliest released year you've ever had? Can you beat me at 2012? Did you have an earlier one? Anything, everything, comment section below. Let's get a conversation going. Once you're done doing that, make sure you check them out on Instagram and Untappd. It's No Hype Beer Reviews at both those places. So guys, please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.